It looks kind of confusing at the outset, but if you go back to what you already know about the basics of how a battery works, the basic idea of separating the oxidation reaction from the reduction reaction is the same here. It's just, in this case, we are continually supplying the fuel. All right. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen hydrogen and oxygen come together with a little spark, but it gives a massive explosion. And in the fuel cell, we don't see that, because what this is a very slow, controlled reaction, and the energy is all mostly, there's a just tiny bit of heat generated, but most of the energy is going directly into electricity. So we can get work out of the electrical energy, the movement of electrons. So this is a very, very efficient way of producing electricity. Remember, traditionally in a power plant, we would burn the fuel, and then we would use the heat to produce steam to drive a mechanical paddles that would move a generator that would then generate electricity. So we're taking out all those middle steps and going straight from the fuel to the electricity. It's much more efficient use of the fuel to get work. All right, so this little table here just compares the combustion versus a fuel cell. And so combustion, typically the fuel, when we're talking about combustion, is some kind of hydrocarbon, like methane, propane, octane. That's what we mean by hydrocarbon. Alcohols, ethanol is a popular fuel, methanol is a popular fuel. Hydrogen can be used directly as a fuel source as well. Wood, that type of thing, anything that's going to burn in air. The products, of course, are always water, but you also get carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. You get heat, light, and sound when you're burning. So you can see that the energy, of course, is conserved, and it's going into all these different forms: heat, light, and sound. And it's very fast. It's hot. It's most useful for producing heat. That's why we have combustion in the first place. The fuel cell, however, is the predominant fuel for the fuel cell is hydrogen. Of course, it's also natural gas and alcohols can be used in some fuel cells. But the oxidant, it burns in air, oxygen from the air, and what you get is water, electricity, and just a tiny bit of heat compared to the heat that's produced in a regular combustion. So it's a slower process. There's no flame. It's quiet. It's much higher efficiency, and it's most useful for generating electricity. Okay, so we still need combustion for producing heat, but we can use fuels also in the form of a fuel cell where we separate and control the redox reaction for generating electricity. All right, so that's the difference between fuel used as a combustion and fuel used in the fuel cell.